Hello, my lovely audience. So, this is What If Deku was King of Thieves Reboot, and I'd be merging another What If that I was going to be doing into this What If just to make things a lot more different and more fun. Mainly because, let's see here. Styx is awesome. Got the game of Styx. Trying to play it. Hard as all hell. Harder than Thief. And well, that just makes it much more of a fun stealth game, so might as well make this a video because why not? So yeah, this is What If Deku was Styx, and don't mind the dripping sound, that's because I'm in the bathroom, and that's a shower head doing that. So you know someone took a shower recently. Anyways, so yeah, this is What If Deku is King of Thieves Reboot. So yeah, what's basically going to happen is this. Deku would have been kidnapped at an early age and been pretty much, I'm going to say that seeing how Nomus are created and how they're all weird and all different, I'm going to say that All For One wanted a stealth-based assassin-type Nomu. And I would say it's like in beginning phases because he wouldn't know how to control Nomus at the time. And I would say that he would create Deku through a series of quirks. And I would say that Bakugo would try and save Deku from like the villains that were trying to that captured him, but failed miserably, making him want to become more of a hero. And I want to say that what All For One did to Deku was messed up because he added, he stunned his growth with a lot of stuff and gave him quirks that were kind of meaningless, but at the same time useful to people who were in the areas of stealth capabilities, as such as invisibility, cloning, making it, possible for him to clone himself to get into areas and then get out of areas pretty quickly and extract information. Like, the whole thing where he can clone himself and then make like a duplicate that looks like him, but I'm going to tweak it a bit and say that when he makes the duplicate and he unpossesses it, it dies immediately. It's like a lifeless corpse. So he only uses it for infiltration stuff, and that's about it. And I'm going to say that Deku, when he also gets the amber vision, which allows him to see through walls and heighten his senses, which is what pretty much is the most awesome thing about Styx, besides him being able to go invisible. So there's that. I'm going to say that it does put strain on Deku's stamina, getting him tired a lot, and also has him have a sensitivity to light, so he prefers dark areas. And I'm going to say that Deku doesn't really look like how he does. Like, he looks more goblinish and like more like Styx, and kind of just really not human-like, really. And I'm going to say that All For One has had him do like 3 jobs, which was just infiltrating a few companies, and that was it. And I would say Deku would have broken pretty quickly because just how things were, he didn't want to, he would be told that he would be set free. There would be a lot of mind tricks going on here. He'd be saying, oh yeah, we'll send you back to your family if you do these, certain jobs for us. Like 10 jobs. Because he's offering a gamble for him until he can come up with a more permanent solution. And I would say that Deku is 10 years old now. And no, I would say 9. And he's asked to kill Momo. And we're going to do a little bit like the Talon Deku. And basically what ends up happening is he goes in, he's not told anything about the age of the person. He looks around and all he sees is a family, a mother and a father, and then he sees a child, and he kind of just thinks to himself, throughout all the jobs, he's never hurt anyone. He's not hurt one person. He's stolen, but that's about it. He's broken into places, but that's about it. And he's never killed anyone. He's always been in and out. That was it. And extracting information, stuff like that. And I would say that is when Deku gets out immediately. And I would say that All For One would not be happy And I would say that he gets beaten around and locked in a cell, in a hole really, for about a year. And that's when Deku turns 10 and All For One gets severely injured. I'm going to say that when Deku, when he's been playing to break out for a long time, enduring all this torment. And when he breaks out and pretty easily because there would be not that many people watching him, because everybody would be focusing on All For One. And he would break out pretty easily. And when he escapes, he's met by bright sun and immediately starts running around the city and trying to find his bearings. He goes to where his mom would live, and immediately he would see that she's left. She's no longer there. She's no longer where she was because she gave up hope. She doesn't know what to do with herself anymore. And I'm going to say that Deku, he would then start to live a life underground, literally, in the sewers, really, and basically just, in the sewers. Imagine this is the sewers. And he's wearing a hoodie. So, not that different. kind of. And I'm going to say that Deku would be, in order to survive, he would have to steal food and all that, so there's that. Also, Deku's body is immune to all poisons and diseases, because I would say that his saliva and blood is just highly toxic. Like, let's put it this way, Styx was seen to spit stuff into food and stuff, and that would, I guess, kill people, I think. I can't really remember too well. But, yeah. Either way, they'd be up for the count. His blood system, everything is very poisonous. So that will play a very big part later on. And I'm going to say that Deku's wandering around. I would say that he's stealing from people and doing it very quietly without anyone seeing him. And I mean, like, no one. Even, like, Racerheads try to get on his case, and no one's been able to see him. So there's, like, a rumor of a green goblin going around the rooftops and stealing stuff from the rich and from like really people that really don't deserve what they have, and he's stealing all these things. And people, like, they sometimes find the stuff, like some of the poor people find some suitcases full with money and stuff. But Deku's mostly taking, like, food and stuff like that, ransacking places, like, people's fridges and shit. So he's mostly taking clothes and stuff like that. And I'm going to say that he finally gets caught when he is, like, 14, because I think that's when, when, like, you know what? I'm going to say it's when he's 13. He gets caught by none other than... say that Nezu would catch him, because I would say that he'd be breaking into all these high security places. I think when he finally break into some place, it'd be Nezu's place. And immediately Nezu would show up and take down Deku and immediately start questioning him. And when he questions him, Deku's going to be surprised that a rat or bear is questioning him. And I would say that Nezu would come up with the conclusion that Deku's a kid who had some kind of experimentation on him. And immediately Deku, I think, would explain his situation, because he would have no one to talk to for like 3 years. Excuse me, that was me sneezing. Sounds like a machine gun, doesn't it? Anyways. So yeah, Deku would be... well, he'd be really skilled in sneaking around, and I would say Nezu would offer him a place to live and stay instead of excuse me, instead of like robbing people and stuff like that. And I'm gonna say that excuse me, sorry. All right, I'm good, don't worry. Anyways, that's better. Sorry. Excuse me, anyways, what I was saying, yeah. Offers a place to stay. Oh, for the love of God. But he offers a place to stay for Deku, and I would say Deku would take it immediately, and Deku well, for the rest of his life. For the love of God. Oh, thank you. Fuck. Fucking hell. Jesus, that was the most ironic thing to happen to me. Like, you see that shit in movies. Anyways, crap, I feel another one coming. Fuck. Fuck me. Like sneezing ASMR right here, baby. Damn. God damn. Well, this will be my sneezing video, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, he would offer a place to stay. Deku would be... It's actually probably the only reason I could say, get away with that. Anyways, yeah, so Deku would get a place to stay, and fuck me. Fuck. Shit, I'll keep talking. Anyways, he would offer a place to stay, Deku would take it, and immediately I would say that Deku, I guess he would take Nezu's like name, I guess, like, as Nezu I think would adopt him, because after hearing the whole story with how, you know, he was all for once like prisoner and stuff, and I think that the place would be abandoned because, you know, Deku would have left and everybody would have thought, oh, we gotta change hideouts now. So yeah, their hideout would be definitely be compromised, so they would move. And I would say that Deku being, I wouldn't say it's the bar hideout. I would say it's like a completely different hideout, like a warehouse, really. And I'm gonna say that when Deku is like, when I would say All Might would even be there to like even see Deku, and I would say they would release some information, like there was a missing kid, see if there's any like information there, and I would say that Inko would have changed her name, and all things would have been just cut off. Like Deku would have been left alone, and Nezu would take it up on him to take in Deku, and yeah, so Deku is like now the son of Nezu. And yeah, so Nezu would immediately take in Deku, and Deku would I would say that he would get like a lot of like schooling and stuff, and also he'd get a lot of homeschooling, because I think Nezu would definitely be doing that. He would be like a high school principal, so he would obviously have some ways of teaching Deku, and he would probably live in the school grounds of UA, which is really nice. And I would say that Deku lives like in a pretty dark area. Like, some students see him, and the reports of a thief being around are like now gone, because he's pretty much just stolen food and clothes. That was it. And Deku's like height is very short. Like, he is the size of sticks at this point. And his abilities are kind of like well known through some of the teachers, because they kind of find that his abilities are strange, but at the same time they kind of pity him. They feel bad for him for going such a hard situation. And I'm gonna say that Recovery Girl would definitely be doing checkups on him and just seeing how he is, seeing if he's okay, because medically speaking, he should not be all right, but he is. And it's completely strange to her that someone like him survived something this bad and is going through it. And I would say that Nezu would always be helping him through life, saying like, you can always become a hero, no matter how you look. And I think Nezu would be like his new like hero, his new like idol, the person he looks up to the most now instead of All Might, because the two had been friends, so it's like he'd get to see All Might or Small Might all the time. And I'd say that he'd once like try and sneak up on his new dad, and he would see that All Might would grow big and be like, ah, crap, what? And immediately go invisible. And yeah, I would say that they'd explain the whole situation. So yeah, none of Deku's quirks are natural. They were all given to him by All for One, and oh boy. So yeah, I don't know if he'll get One for All. Tell me in the comments if you want to give him One for All, but yeah. So yeah. Now I would say for when he's 15, I'm gonna say that Deku, like, he would be caught up because Nezu would drill that into him. He would drill all the knowledge into him. Also, I think All for One would have offered some kind of schooling of some kind, just so he would actually understand reading, writing, mathematics, stuff like that, and variables on how to do certain things. So there'd be some teachings there as well, but I would say that Deku would definitely be a lot different. Like, he'd be quieter more and more to himself. And I'll say that Deku, when he would get in through a recommendation, and like pretty much everything would be figured out for him already. Because I would say, intelligence wise, he'd be above his grade in so many areas, like way above his grade, like like intelligence speaking, he is. If he could go to college exams, but he wants to be in high school exams because I think Deku would want to feel normal in some way, in any way he could. And I'm going to say that Deku, seeing how his body can pretty much be immune to all toxins and stuff, so he could take alcohol like a champ, but yeah, I would say that medicine wouldn't really work on him. Like anesthesia and shit, that wouldn't really work on him. But yeah, so he would be a lot different. A lot different. So, So in Deku, yeah, so recommendation, it would be to just show the quirks and then like a physical exam, right? So I'm going to say that some events play differently, and Bakugo saves Araka, and Deku, he gets top like first and everything, and also people kind of just give him like weird looks because no one's really ever seen someone looking like him. Like, he's pretty short. No one really knows like what he is, and he always has his hood on. And I'll think that Nezu would allow him to have his hood. I definitely think he would, or at least some type of mask, just to like hide his face, because he'd be kind of like really vulnerable about that, and you wouldn't really like showing it, because I think a lot of people would call him a freak when he was on the streets and all that. So yeah, and I'm gonna say that even when I think when he was I think Nezu would actually help him out with like feeling about that. Like, he would only be showing Nezu his face really, and All Might and Eraserhead. I'd say like he would also know Night Eye too, and Gran Torino. So yeah, he would know like mostly everyone already because it's Nezu's friend, and just, he'd meet them within like a few years. So yeah, he would know pretty much everybody. And I would say that he gets accepted instantly and into Class 1A. And I would say when he's in Class 1A, everybody's like looking at him weirdly. And I would say Deku sees where Aizawa is, and he just kind of slumps over and just, relaxes a bit. And no one really pays attention to Deku. No one at all. And so yeah, Deku would be like, everybody's just looking at him thinking he's weird and all that. And when Aizawa brings up the physical exam, that's kind of when Deku kind of springs up a bit and they start changing. And I would say that Deku's kind of self-conscious about his changing because his body and all that, but he does it anyways, and people kind of see the scars and marks on his body and just sees how he looks, and everybody's kind of like, whoa, what in the world? And I would say that Mina would definitely kind of like go up to Deku, thinking that he's almost like him. Well, he is almost like her. What the fuck is wrong with me? Anyways, so yeah, she would definitely be like see him when he's like in the workout uniform and everything, and see some of the muscles, and she would kind of like go up to him and just kind of like ask like what his quirks are, or quirk is, and he'd explain all of them, and I would think some people would overhear it, and they'd be like, wow, that's amazing. And yeah, Mina would take the initiative on him and his life. And I think Froppy would too. Like, they would be kind of like the ones that help him out a bit. And yeah, so I'm going to say that Deku, when he's doing the physical assessment thing, he does really good because, well, also I would say that another quirk that he was given was thick skin, because, I don't know, just giving him thick skin would be kind of useful because skin is amazing. It's the most amazing thing in the world, so you would have thick skin. And I'm going to say that racing wasn't, like, he's not fast, but he's able to do a very long jump. Cool, we got time. He's able to do a very long jump, and I think he does like the best out of all of them in the long jump. Because he Sticks can jump really high. So yeah, plus that with like muscle training and stuff, I think that Deku would do. Probably because All Might would see him as like thin. And also because of the infiltration and everything. I think Deku would do really good, and people were kind of like amazed by how he was able to jump so high, and also by just like how he's able to like move almost. Strength assessment, he'd do pretty good. Ball throw, he would do amazing on, and yeah, I think Deku would do a really good job, and people would be kind of like amazed that he's able to do so much. And I think Momo would be kind of like weirded out that he looks like that. He just like, it creeps her out a bit, gives her a weird feeling. And I think Deku would notice Momo, so like recognize her and everything, and kind of just like hide his face and all that from her. Like just walk by like covering his face a bit, casual shit. So yeah, I would say that Mignetta is dropped immediately, and Deku's obviously taller than Mignetta. So Mignetta would definitely look at Deku and be like, you creep the fuck out of me. So yeah, Mignetta would be dropped out. And yeah, so that leaves Kendo would join up in Class 1A. And Deku would be, I think a lot of people would be looking at Deku and be thinking like, what happened to him? Like I think that like, Ida would be like wondering what happened to him. Everybody would be wondering what happened to him, and his eyes would look weird. Everybody would be wondering what is his story. And I would say that everybody's wondering this every time they go home. So I would say the next day when they're doing the heroes versus villains thing, Deku's paired up with let's see here. I'd say it'd be Froppy. Why not? And I would say that Froppy like kind of just like is alright with him. And the reason why I think they would pair up with Froppy, because infiltration wise they're a pair as infiltration. And I would say that Deku would know how to scale walls easily because he was made for infiltration stuff and all that, like as like a Nomu, but also because he was trained on how to scale walls with his body and all that. And I'm gonna say that when the assessment starts, they're facing Ida and Bakugo. And Bakugo would definitely be on the roaming end this time as well. I'm going to say that Bakugo is as the hero this time, and Deku is the villain, and Froppy is the villain as well. I'm going to say that Deku would be waiting for an ambush above on the almost like on the ceiling, like on the door frame, really, and just wait for whoever to come in through that door. I would say that Bakugo would blow open the doors, causing kind of like a shift and make Deku shake a bit, like almost like off balance. But I think Froppy would like hold him and try and keep him, from falling. And immediately when Ida and Bakugo kind of like walk in, they question where are they, and immediately I would say Ida would say probably we just walked past them. And immediately I would say that Deku would drop down and attack Bakugo because he knows what he's going to be probably having as a quirk, and he kind of remembers Bakugo and drops down and pretty much takes down Bakugo by subduing him. And Ida would be having a hard time because Froppy would have her tongue wrapped around him and kind of like pulling him to the ceiling. And you can't really move when your legs are like off the ground, so that's kind of Ida's weakness. So yeah, I would say that Deku came up with a plan and strategy. And yeah, so they would be both taken out, and it wouldn't be much of a fight because these two specialized in stealth, really. And I would think that they would learn a valuable lesson about watching their surroundings and not always being on guard. They should always be on guard as a hero. And I think that Deku and Fabi would get extra points for being kind of like a terrifying good, like a duo, really. Like they worked so good as a team, it was terrifying. And people were kind of impressed by what Deku was able to do. And I would say that Deku would be able to see through the walls and see where they were coming from, so it was all about how he saw where they were coming from. And I'm gonna say that people were impressed by how I'm gonna say that Deku also used his cloning ability to find out where they were just by keeping tabs on them when they entered. And people were kind of like surprised by that, I would say. Like it was a more weird, not really, more goblinish version of Deku. And yeah, I would say Deku's hero suit too would be the hood with a mask over his face and kind of just like hiding his face, you know what I mean? Like a paintball mask hiding his face and a hoodie that covers his ears because he would definitely feel self-conscious about his ears and kind of just completely hiding every green part of his body with gloves and all that. So yeah, he would be very self-conscious about it, and I'd say a lot of people were kind of like impressed by his display of how he was able to use his surroundings. And I would say All Might would be very surprised that he was able to do something as like that. I would say All Might wants to give Deku One for All too. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed the What If. If you didn't like King of Thieves reboot, too bad, because this is what it's gonna be. I wasn't feeling the whole heightened senses, but hey, some of it stuck as well, and you get something cooler too, and that is Styx Deku. So yeah, this is What If Deku was King of Thieves reboot part 1. Hope you enjoyed the What If, and also, yeah, so this is going to be like the third What If I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be doing 5 What Ifs now on. Only 5, that's my maximum. So yeah, I got to do 2 other What Ifs that are going to be the reboot. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the sneezing ASMR. Hope you all have a good night and a good day and a good night. Obviously, it is night for me. I am Count Dracula. Blah blah blah. Alright, whatever. But yeah, have a good day, good night, and peace out. And yeah, so by the way, Deku would be mostly knowing how to strangle people and subdue them. He would not have a knife because he's not going to be about that killing life. So yeah, you know what, I'll say this. I'll say that Deku's poison acts as like it slows down the heart and prevents it from pumping blood through the body. So the more you have, the less blood that'll be pumped through your body. And it'll attack like your blood flow and all that. So that's how it would work. So yeah, I'm gonna say that I'll give him a knife. And he just the more he it's gonna be laced with his poison, with his fluids, which would the more he pierces into the person, the more they get. It's got a paralyzing effect to it too, I would say. So yeah, so it would pretty much prevent people from moving and pretty much able to just like move properly at all, because their blood flow would be slowed and they'd just be kind of like kind of just like really unable to move and just out of it, really. It just, if that makes sense, really. So yeah, I think that's all I can really say. I'll probably change how the poison works, but I'm gonna give him a knife. Why not? Because there's things you can do with a knife. But yeah, he would definitely have kept him down. So there's that. I'll also give him like a crossbow on his arm, like on his forearm, that shoots like bolts, really, but they're like dummy bolts, really, if that makes sense. Like they got like a cork on it and it just like hits people. So that's kind of how it's gonna work. And it hurts like hell. It feels like you're getting hit by a I'd say like a paintball gun. So it hurts like a lot. But yeah, that's all I can really I got. So have a good day and a good day and a good night, and peace out.